Easy Celtic cross reading. Let's see. We have 3 of swords and 4 of coins. Yeah. In the middle. That would be, well, right there. It's holding on to something very, very tightly because either a situation or, well, from what it looks like, a mental attitude that things aren't going well. A lot of things are being held too closely, too tightly, and the other cards do not seem to enforce this. So, from what I can understand here, is that above we have a conscious focus on the Empress, which is very nurturing and wanting to do things that, well, blossom and grow and improve. And in the subconscious area, we have 2 of Wands, which is about setting goals, long-term horizons, strategizing. Let's see. In the past, we have Knight of Cups, a romantic, but sometimes highly dramatic, shaker-up energy. It can be a person, it can be the aspects that help you or hinder you, it's up to you. Moving into a more, well, I don't want to say stable, it could be just as chaotic. And the future side with Lovers. Lovers traditionally is about finding and pursuing the things that truly drive you ahead. And it can be a more intimate phase of that too. Having situations, phases of our life where we come up against what stokes the fire in our lives. But there's a lot of 2 symbology, and it's actually kind of a, it actually has more to do with choices and choosing that thing that fulfills you and not necessarily, I guess, dealing with it. It's kind of like 2 of, well, like the 2 of Wands down there. 2 of Wands is sort of the basis of this whole situation. This is about where you want to be and what you want to feel in your life and making actual choices, decisions towards that, and the future tense seems to be pointing in that direction. This is a thing that's going to happen, and it's one of those things that, well, you deal with it as it comes in, but what's anchoring you now is a lot of suspicion and on ideas that could be mostly from the past about, well, people, situations, the world, just things that look like they're going into a way that's just going to fall out from under you. And also trust. Trust is a belief system too. And believing that things will not go well in any focus is like, it's self-sabotage. So you are smart enough to know the difference between a good idea and a bad idea, a good decision and a bad decision. And the circumstances be damned. You can worry about falling trees in the road, or you can actually keep your eye out for rocks in the road and just avoid them. Now, the rest of the staff is who you are, justice, and it's suggesting that it's due or being done, versus what everything else seems to be around you. Your environment is a period of knowing what to do, but It's not time to do it. The waiting game is kind of one of those things, so you do other things, but you keep ready. And the wand here, with everything else, it's pointing here and there. So the idea is you're going to know, like, this is right, this is what you need to go and do, but figuring when and what, that's just a whole... Okay, overall, and with the outcome card here, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is someone who works too hard sometimes. He's someone who's a very hard worker, but I mean, if you give a teenager a set of tools and a project, and they want to get it done to do something else, well, that's the Knight of Pentacles right there. He's a good work ethic. He just thinks he can get it done now, fast. And that's not the point. The point is to do it right. And learning to do it right, learning sometimes that there is a time for doing it right and a time for doing it quickly. And sometimes if you end up in a situation where you have to plow ahead and break through, you know what you have to do that. So, in general, it looks like there is some fears that's causing a lot of holding back, which is not really conducive to your personality at all, in my opinion. There is a lot of forward movement that is unexpressed, but is like it's seemingly being told around you to wait. And honestly, when it comes down to it, you're gonna know, this is the right way to do it. This is the right way to go. And you have to go according to your plan and not necessarily what's around you. But the component of the waiting has more to do with the justice aspect than, say, the lover's aspect. So it's not like you're girding yourself for a non-event here. You are on track, and it's so far as you can do it. And as far as any plans or projects you may have, I would say do your best in the meantime to, push you ahead and do the things that you love to do. And not necessarily, think everything's going to be a catastrophic mess. Leave the world to itself. It's sorting itself out. It's going to do that. What's important is you paying attention necessarily to what's actually stopping you, what's actually holding you back, and not any ideas that may pull the stuff out from under you. You may want a firm footing in every case, but I mean, people can still do stuff in an earthquake. You can still stay stood up in the most unsecured footing and still be fine. Stressful, but you can still be okay. So